So, happy Friday. Yes, yes, yes. So, I've said to us, I thought about upgrading my admin skills a little bit and presenting something to you today. Don't get used to it. It's definitely not going to happen every Friday. I just thought while my admin skills are on point, let me take advantage and talk to you a little bit about the importance of sleeping with your fitness and health. So I've said today is sleep your way to success, and I wish it really was that easy, but we're talking today a little bit about sleep. So poor sleep is a major risk factor for weight gain and obesity. So there's actually been studies that have definitely linked bad sleep to weight gain. I wouldn't say as far as obesity, but definitely weight gain as of such. Generally, adults can be looking at anywhere between like 6 to 9 hours of sleep, for obviously very much depending on age and things like that, guys. So we can't say definite, or at least I'm not going to say definitely that you are undersleeping, because it very much depends on your age. But what you definitely want to look at is if you know you're undersleeping. So if you're 21 years old and you're sleeping only 3 hours a day, that is a definite no-no. I don't think anyone should be sleeping anything. That's just wrong, guys. It's just wrong. Poor sleep can increase your appetite. So, little biology lesson for you today. This is likely caused, what is more or less caused, unless you're doing something else that's wrong, by the impact of sleep on two very important hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. So ghrelin, think of it as like gremlin. That's like when you start eating, that gremlin wakes up inside of you and like just doesn't want you to stop eating. That's him. That's like him saying, hi, like, let's do more of that. Let's just keep going. So ghrelin is the hormone released in your stomach that signals hunger to the brain. We don't like ghrelin. Ghrelin's not nice. Levels are high just before you eat. This is normally when your stomach's empty, and low after you eat. So it obviously makes sense. The gremlin goes away because now you're full and you're okay. Leptin is the hormone released from fat cells, and it suppresses hunger and signals fullness to the brain. So obviously they work together. The one tells the other, hey, I'm hungry, I need more right now. And the other one goes, okay, cool, let's eat. And then the other one's like, okay, cool, I'm full now, I'm done. We're cool. When you're not getting enough sleep, the body makes more ghrelin and less leptin. So immediately you should know that this is not ideal, leaving you more hungry and increasing your appetite. So this isn't just a thing, guys. Like when you have a very short sleep the one night and suddenly you feel like you just can't stop eating, that's not like a random occasion. That's like really, your appetite is now being increased because your hormones have actually altered a little bit in your body from not sleeping. Those like late night crashes catching up to you. You only get home at 1 o'clock in the morning. You've got to be up at work for 5. Yeah. Sleep helps you fight food cravings and make healthier choices. So naturally, guys, if you're getting more sleep, you are able to fight this now, where you don't even have that whole ghrelin leptin issue, where now your appetite is increased. It allows there to be less food cravings, so you naturally don't feel like, and the not horrible, but the one unfortunate thing is that your body will crave energy, and the biggest cause of energy is obviously carbs. So you end up eating those like slap chips, the burgers, the McDonald's, all these like weird things that you ideally wouldn't eat, like things that you don't even normally crave. Suddenly you have one night bad sleep and you're like, wow, like what do potatoes taste like when they've been deep fried and grilled at the same time? Like you suddenly all of a sudden want these like weird things. So if you don't have a bad night's sleep, you have a great night's sleep, you'll be able to make those healthier choices because of the fact that naturally you don't have these hormonal altercations. Poor sleep can decrease your resting metabolism. So your resting metabolic rate, your RMR, as you might have seen it somewhere else, is the number of calories your body burns at rest. So when you hear about people doing a lot of strength training and then naturally their metabolic rate is raised, this is why. So you have a higher metabolic rate with the more muscle you have in your body. That can be lowered just with inadequate sleep. So you have long terms of not getting enough sleep, guys. It is gonna have a massive fall for you. So obviously your metabolic rate at standard is affected by age, height, weight, sex, and muscle mass. So like I've just said, more strength training allows more muscle mass, which allow an increase in metabolic rate. But as we get older, if we're a little bit more overweight, if we're taller, if we are a different sex, male or female, all of these things have a difference in what determines our metabolic rate as well. I had to include this because I thought this was amazing. In one study, 15 men were kept awake for 24 hours, and their R&R, their metabolic rate, was 5% lower than the normal night's rest. And their metabolic rate after eating was then 20% lower, which I thought that was crazy, guys. 5% lower just from staying up for 24 hours. And I know obviously a lot of us would then question that, be like, oh, but I'm not going to stay up for 24 hours. Don't be stupid. But that's one night of staying, or one full day of staying up. Imagine if you did, like, if you got poor sleep for an entire year, guys. Like, this is more what I'm trying to say. I thought I was on mute for a second. I was gonna die. Sleep can enhance in physical activity. So naturally, guys, if you're getting a great sleep, you wake up, you pumped, you're ready to go. And that's because that sleep is just giving you that energy of what you need. So it really can do a lot for your motivation. It can really do a lot for the choices that you make. Naturally, you've got more energy to do more things in the day. I mean, no one needs to be a scientist to know that when you've had a really bad night's sleep, you're pretty grumpy the next morning. You are quite rubbish at everything that you do, and you're pretty sort of groggy, you're eating badly, so that's making you feel more terrible. The last thing on your mind is probably exercising. And I totally get if you are overworked and stressed and things like that, physical activity probably wouldn't be the best thing to do. So in actual fact, if you're getting a poor night's sleep, rather take the rest day and just go get the sleep, because your intensity levels just not going to be anywhere near it needs to be, and your body's actually probably just craving the sleep. So rather just give yourself a rest day, especially if it's a once-off ordeal. Every now and again you get a really bad night's sleep, kitty kept you awake, alarm woke you up, you couldn't get back to bed, you randomly had too much coffee the one day. It really does a lot for you when you don't get enough sleep. So every now and again, maybe just taking the rest day and getting a little nap in, your body will thank you actually for it. So sleep helps prevent insulin resistance. So insulin is a hormone that moves sugar into the bloodstream, into your cells, and is used as energy. So it's obviously a very important factor in our body. It's got a lot to do with diabetes and things like that. Your insulin is then altered, and that's because of the diabetes. I'm not going to go too much into that, but it's obviously a hormone that's very much important to the body. When cells become insulin resistant, more sugar remains in the bloodstream, and the body produces more insulin to compensate. So obviously that's not ideal at all. Excess insulin makes you hungrier. It tells the body to store more calories as fat. Insulin resistant is a precursor for both type 2 diabetes and weight gain. So obviously a big no-no, guys. You don't want to be living an unhealthy lifestyle where you're getting inadequate sleep for ages and ages and ages, and then to the point that it can actually something cause like insulin resistance. Obviously, a lot of like lack of exercise and bad eating and things like that has a big add on to that. But just saying that inadequate sleep can really do damage. The bottom line, along with eating healthy and exercise, getting quality sleep is a very big part of weight maintenance, and obviously the exact same for weight loss or muscle gain. Whatever your goal is, sleep is just like top key, guys. It's really incredible what a good night's sleep can do for you as well as the brain. Making healthy choices, being able to get motivated enough to actually go to gym, not eat that slab of chocolate now because you've had that really bad night's sleep. Poor sleep dramatically alters the way your body responds to food. So a big one, obviously, we've spoken about the insulin, we've spoken about lowering your metabolic rate, your resting metabolic rate, as well as altering the ghrelin and the leptin. So big one, guys. Getting sleep in is just absolute key to a big important part in your health as well. So health doesn't just need to be this weight, anything about weight. It's got to do with, making sure that you're keeping your cholesterol healthy, you're keeping your sugar levels healthy. Like, are you thinking about your stress? Because all these things have a big play in creating a circle of life amongst in a happy body. And then that would be us done, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation that I snapped up for you today. I won't say it was like 10 minutes before me starting, but I will say it was soon before I went live. I hope you have an incredible weekend, an incredible day, and remember that sleep is important. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye.